Today is June the 15th, and the reason why I'm mentioning that date is because a few very horrific and now historical things have happened within the past few days, I believe as of June 11th. And so anyone who's watching this video and you were or are in Orlando and either know someone or indirectly, or the truth is I feel this, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale. So for all of you in Orlando who are grieving right now, and with good reason, I want very much to say how sorry I am for all of you who are grieving right now, who lost someone. I have prayed for the souls of those who are gone. I pray that they are now in heaven and at peace. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that would be the nightclub Pulse massacre that happened, I believe it was Saturday night, which was, I believe, June the 11th or the 12th. Very recent. Today's June the 15th. So this is days. And the same weekend, the night before, which was a Friday night, we lost an artist that I'm a very huge fan of, and that's Christina Grimmie, in the same area. So Christina Grimmie, I will always be a fan, and I pray that you are with our Lord and Savior, and you are also now at peace. So I was going to record this video during that time, and for obvious reasons decided not to. I myself have family in Orlando, and I myself visit quite frequently, and so the last time I was there, the young black child who actually lived in Miami but was visiting his father, and I think it was, what is this, Samson, or the city there, and he died while I was there. So these things, they hit close to home, and I think it's safe to say that all of us as Floridians hear something like that, and it's scary because it's in our backyards, and we either know somebody or have family close. So, you know, I have no explanation for why things like this happen. All I can do is grieve with all of you. So this makeup video is in tribute to all of you. I did club makeup, and for some of you, I hope that it will be inspirational and remind you of the happy times and not the horrific. So this here is a very, very heavy club makeup look. It's got a cut crease. It's also got some of that Arabian eye makeup. And I have a very bold lipstick on. It's something I definitely will wear out on a night out to a club or to a concert, a night event. And this is by, I believe that this is Maybelline, and it's called Blackest Berry, and it's number 825. It's a beautiful purpley black lipstick, and of course I have it on now. And of course, the colors that I coordinated and sort of match my little dress um, are pinks, purples, and black. And I darkened my eyebrows and changed the shape just a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm coming across a little down, but I honestly have spent 3 days listening to this horrific news and crying. It's so horrific and just so beyond, what a person could even imagine. And so I'm still in that funk. So if you'll excuse the way that I'm coming across. Um, so yeah, this pretty much is going out makeup. It's really, it's kind of strong, and it's definitely um, it's risky, and definitely I went for it, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. And again, my deepest condolences to those of you who are grieving right now. Trust me, I'm grieving with you that these types of things happen, and for no good reason. That then there's just very evil people in the world. So until next time, my friends, bye bye. Hello again. So as you can see, I'm putting my creams on before makeup. That's a collagen cream and an avocado cream. Behind it, I use, and also my famous BB cream. This is a little bit in fast motion, and please excuse my lighting. It's like all up in my forehead, and it's making me have this shine that it's not sweat or grease. It's, my bulb is just a little too close to my face. So please excuse that. I am just, this is trial by error. I'm learning as I go. I have new lighting. So here I am going to do, obviously, my brows, and that is the Maybelline Brow Define. I do change the shape there at the arc a little bit and bring it down, as you can see. And I'm going to go over that with some eyeshadow, brown, very dark chocolate, like looks like fudge brown, and right over that you can see I'm trying to here now take a little bit of hairs. Now that I have this big fat bulb in my face, I can see every little hair, but it just makes my forehead look really shiny, and I was, woo, that's a lot of light. Anyways, I'll perfect that as I go. And so here, as you can see, I am just getting the shape in, and then after that, like I just said, I will be going over that with some brown powder, very dark brown. So the brows are going to be dark. Again, this is club makeup, and this in a way is like a tribute, hopefully to remind those of you who may be thinking about never going to a nightclub again. I'm hoping to inspire you to continue to live your lives and not let the enemies win. Of course, as we mourn, that would be inappropriate at this time, but soon, we need to get back to regular life. We cannot let the terrorists win. So here, as you can see, I am doing the NYX concealer as in place of a paint pot, um, and as a primer for my shadows. I've done one eye here. I have not blended it out, so it looks all crazy right now. I'm going to get into the other eye. This is just about getting into the shape, and then using that kind of like flat pink. It's very matte. I'm going to do the top shape on my very upper crease. As you can see, I have very hooded eyes. So you have to just feel where your socket is and work above that and create your own lines. And you can also see the line is going up into where the beginning of my brow is. So I take it all the way up into the very inner corners of the eye, high up there. And then I'm going to take the next darker pink and go under that. And this becomes now my transition colors. I'm using here Echo Tool brushes. That's an angled brush. If you hear a little bit of noise in the background, I am watching news coverage, so you may hear a little bit of noise in the background. So I'm still shaping things here, and excuse me, with the same brush doing the blending of the first two colors, which are my transition colors, and also are going to create that shape. Now the cut crease is very, very high up, so you can lower that if you want to. And with this dark purple or medium purple, because I go on with a even darker purple than that after this, I go under that dark pink or medium pink and continue. This is now in my lower socket. This is going to create now a gradation of colors where from light to dark in the crease area, the socket area. And I'm taking here an e.l.f. Crease blending brush and blending that out. What I did not blend out on the other eye as of yet was the dark lines you see there, which I will in a minute with the brush that I'm holding right here. But I'm going to do that last. And also a Q-tip, and that will soften those lines for you. And so taking this really, really dark, it's almost black, midnight purple color from my NYX palette, and that's the Dreamcatcher palette. This is a semi shimmery purple, but it's extremely dark. And this is going to really, really give that cut crease effect. Usually I do not take my cut creases into the inner part of my eye because I have a lot of skin there. And so sometimes it just doesn't look right. So when I get to the darkest colors, which are these ones, and that's an e.l.f. brush, by the way, precision brush, you'll see that I don't take that all the way up to the brow. And so now I'm going to take with an angled brow or liner brush the black that's in that same Dreamcatcher palette. It's a matte black, and I'm going to go under that purple. Now this is a fluffy blending brush, and so taking the first pink that I laid down, I am blending that into the end of the eye, coming in through the end of the eye into the middle, and going up to where that crease, the dark, dark crease, the cut is at. And then I'm going to take the second medium purple and do the same thing in the inner part of the eye. And do that again on the other side. And again, coming in from the end of the eye to the tear duct, it will also be a gradation of colors from dark to light. And so in the inner part of the eye there, I'm taking a matte white from the BH Cosmetics palette, which is the palette I'm using, I did not mention. And now I'm going to connect the cut crease with the same color, the dark, dark purple, and the black. So I'm going to go in more than where the purple is. Excuse me. The dark purple is going to be at the very end of the eye, and then the black, which I'm cutting right now in this area, and that's to really give it some drama. This is makeup that I'd be wearing to the club, so this would be dark, and it would be very like bold and precise, and these crazy lines need to be blended out, so I do get to that. And then with that same black, right, not on top of it, but in more, just a tiny bit in more, I take that black and I blend the purple at coming in, and with an inward motion so that it cuts into the purples and the pinks, if you can understand what I mean by that. Hopefully watching it you do and get an idea what I'm talking about. So that's going to connect the entire shape that I was going for, and I take the precision brush and on the bottom and take the pink and the extremely dark purple and the black and line the bottom. Rather, I blend it in on the bottom, and then taking, this is my Profusion Shimmer All Shimmer palette. I take this very, very white shimmery color, and then the tear duct area, and also in the high point of the brow area, I highlight with this. And then there goes blending out the crazy lines, and I'm using a Q-tip to do that, which really is the best tool to use for that. And still, because this light is so harsh, you can still see them. But remember, if you were to go out into the darkness, that would be barely visible. So that's only because I'm under some really harsh lighting right now. But it's going to look great under low light. So here I'm taking, this is a hard candy glitter palette that I have, and using the white glitter in the inner portion of the eye, and then the purple on the bottom rim of the eye. And I'm just using the little whatever you call those little things that comes inside the palette. And now using the e.l.f. cream liner that I usually use, I'm going to be lining the eye. I'm going to be doing a kittenish, and it's going to start from the middle of the eye and come out in like a kittenish cat eye. And then I'm going to go over that with e.l.f. liquid liner. And I don't know what happened here. It kind of like it's moving in slow motion. I hope I'm keeping up. And these are e.l.f. One is a paintbrush and the other one is an e.l.f. liner brush that I'm using to create my lines. So it's like a cat eye, but a mini cat eye. So kittenish. And keeping that Arabian theme also, which is one of the reasons why I chose to use glitter. And then you going on the water lines with the cream liner, top and bottom. And as you can see, I don't do the whole eye. And then using the liquid liner, I just go over all of that and darken it and make it more precise. Next, we'll be getting into the face makeup. My lashes are on here, and those are them. They're Kiss. Kiss makes them. And I'm showing you the e.l.f. cream liner that I had used, even though I think I did that before. And so I'm going to be priming, and this is the mascara. I used the They're Real by Benefit. And so I'm priming with the white mineral e.l.f. primer. And then I'm going to be using the foundation by Rimmel. If I'm not mistaken, this foundation, yes it is, by Rimmel, and it's in buff beige. And before I do that, I forgot to mention the Maybelline pore eraser. I have big pores right by my nose. So, and also I take this gel just to keep your brow hairs in place. And so this is the Match Perfection, and I do believe that is Rimmel. And again, buff beige. And then I'm taking an e.l.f. foundation brush. This is very liquidy, and there's no pump, so I just put it on my hand, and then I distribute it evenly. I'm going to take the brush. I'll be going over that with a beauty blender or wedge, wet. It's not soaked but it's damp, and buff all of that out. Make sure it's nice and even. And then taking the Skin Lights by Revlon, I would be doing some highlighting on the high points of the face. Again, with the wedge, blending everything in. I like everything to really be very much in sync with my own skin, so I use this technique with everything that has to do with liquid face makeup, just to make sure it's properly blended. And so this is an e.l.f. face concealer, and it's in medium, so sort of my skin tone color. And just going over some spots and using my finger to blend that in. And then I clean that off. I always clean off my foundation brushes as I'm using it with wet wipies, baby wipes. And so here with another, this is strobing is what they're calling it now, but with another highlight by e.l.f., and this one is skin tone color. I wanted to really go all out because, again, this is night makeup, so you want it to be as bold as possible, and so that it shows at night, so you want it to be plentiful. And then using my famous Glamouflage by Hard Candy, I'm doing a small amount of concealing and highlighting at the same time. This is a very, very light shade. It's they're extra light, so it's extremely light. And then buffing that in again with the Beauty Blender. Get that in sync with your skin. And you can see how much darker my brows are here. Although my right brow, I should have combed that out better because it looks like I have little hair sticking out, but that's okay. Again, cleaning my brush in between each application. And then using the NYC translucent powder, I'm going to just use that for the concealing. And that's a Bare Minerals brush. It's a blush brush. And then I'm going to use Bare Minerals Foundation Mineral Powder. And this is the medium, normal formula. And that is their face brush, big Bare Minerals, the big powder brush. And so here, I'm getting really, really close to that bulb, and it's like really making me look so shiny. Good thing this is going out makeup. Excuse my hair, it's all over the place and it's very, very messy here. I fix it later. So here, this is a Profusion Contour Kit and Highlight. Excuse my husband walking around in the background. And using their little applicator, I use the darkest shade and do some contouring and then blend that in with the Bare Minerals blush brush. I always clean them off after I use them. Then I'm going to use their the lightest powder shimmer that's in there. That's another applicator, just a generic one. And so that's a powder shimmer from that palette. I'm going to be using another shimmer too. Then I'm going to be taking these two shades, the bronze shimmer and the very bronzy color right next to the color I use to contour. It's a little bit lighter, and I use that to do a little bit of bronzing. And I do this twice because I found that it just wasn't dark enough if I was going to go to a club. And so next on the temples, cheekbones, hollows of the cheekbones and the jaw, sides of the nose. And then I take a e.l.f. buff brush. I love that brush. And, ooh, I wanted to focus. Here I'm going to be doing a little bit of cream blush by Sephora. And that is like a reddish pinky shade. It's a little bit loud, but again, this is nighttime makeup. It's a beautiful color, actually. reddish pink. And I'm using the e.l.f. foundation brush to apply that, and then my fingers to blend it out, and also the e.l.f. buff brush. And here I am going to use another blush, liquid one, Sephora, very light. It's like a fuchsia pink over that to darken it and make it more dewy looking. And then I'm going to go over that with a hard candy combination of blush and highlight in one. Right there you go. It's the only blush that they have that's like that. So if you go to purchase that, it will be very easy to find. Then here, taking the powder right over all the liquid blushes, that sets everything. You see how that gave me a beautiful glow and highlight everywhere? And then I'm going to do a little bit more highlighting here with the Wet n Wild highlight palette, the Fergie line, using the buff brush by e.l.f. A little on the nose, the chin, and in the middle of the forehead. With that light hitting me on the forehead I did not need. And then I do believe I darkened my contour a little bit because I found that to be too light. Here I go. Just a little bit darker so that you have that very precise line there. Not a line, it has to be very well blended in. And then using the small applicator again on the sides of the nose. That's going to slim up the face. And then here comes lipstick. Again, this is by Maybelline. It is, I believe I told you in my introduction what it's called. I can't think of it right now. Something like rum. I'll put it in the description box for you. It's like a blackish purple. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I use a purple lip liner by NYC to perfect the lines around the mouth. And that is it, guys. I'll be back hopefully really soon. And thank you guys so much for watching. And you guys keep your heads up for those of you who were affected by that horrible tragedy I mentioned. And keep going to the clubs. Don't let them win. Life goes on. Love you guys. Bye-bye.